The senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District for inside Kogi State, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, it be like say her name now, I no go agree for anybody because tell me why Natasha, after Olisa Agbakoba, will be the lawyer of Senate President Godswill Akpabio, write to her and tell her, say, make she prove evidence or show evidence, say Akpabio, her client, client sexually harass her, or may they just end the case. Senator Natasha say, la, she no go agree because he be like say she don't ready to follow the matter, go to the to the end. She wants see the made in China, the bottom part of that case. Because why it be say the man talk, say, okay, saying don't try, say what's making right to Hannah to try to see whether anything there for inside the case so that they go fit settle out of court and just handle the matter. She saying a lie. Say she need a grief for anybody. She no want do that one at all. Now, for a inside letter where be say she writes back to Olisa Agbakoba on the 30th of April, will be yesterday, 2025. She talks, say she dey ready. Say her petition of sexual harassment to Godswill Akpabio represents the truth of the events complained about. Adding that she will reserve further comments for the court. So when the court reach, so we'll go hear the rest of the comments. As a matter of fact, she say, see you in court. Yeah? Senator Godswill Akpabio, lawyer, Agbakoba, be hold press briefing where he called press people, can't talk a lot of things. So say, he don't write to Natasha before, tell her, say, may she either show the evidence to her statement, to the claim which they make of sexual harassment, or retract the statement. Yeah, go watch waiting Olisa Agbakoba talk about the matter and the things, the allegations we make on top of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan head. Watch and then we'll come back, make a go here. What do you get to think about them?
You recall that there was a letter I sent to the distinguished senator requesting her to clarify the fact that she made very grievous allegations against my client concerning sexual harassment on the 8th of December 2023. But the following day, she was eulogizing the same person who she accused just a day before. And I found that very unusual. And as you know, she actually made the allegation in the early part of 2025, which is unusual for those of us who are legal experts on defamation. I believe I've done probably about 20 defamation cases. What you tend to see in defamation cases is what we call the first opportunity rule. Somebody would do something to you. The first person you see, you say, this is what happened. 1.5 years is a very long time. So we did a second letter, which has gone to her, and I believe you have copies, to say, when we first requested you to explain the seeming contradiction in your allegation, you didn't reply. Rather, what you did say was that we're asking for out-of-court settlement. You didn't say that. That's what's trending. And let me also take the opportunity to say that the social media is not where you, useful as it is for information, but unfortunately, it's not where you actually justify information. So yes, I can see she's doing very well in social media, but that's not the court of law. In the court of law, the question would be not whether my client is a murderer, not whether my client is whatever he is. The question would be, on the day you wrote this petition, you mentioned that you were sexually harassed. Where's the proof? That's it. So far, she hasn't produced the proof. And in my experience as a lawyer for the 7 years, when a client briefs me, I don't just run to court. I always try to see whether matters can be resolved. This matter can be absolutely resolved if she does two things. Responds to my letter, proving that the allegation is true. And I will turn to my client and say, well, here's proof. Or saying, well, I'm sorry that what I said is not correct. That's it. Experienced lawyers don't just run to court. You play out what we call the pre-trial process. You give opportunity to the person who you intend to sue to say, I will not go to court if all you do is to apologize. That's all. Whether my client will accept it or not, but my instruction to him would be, it's good to accept the apology. And I have photos. Are they there? Are you seeing the photos? These photos you see behind me all happened in, how many of them? 2024. So how can you be writing a petition in which you are alleging that my client started his sexual harassment of you in 2023, going through 2024, and you have those photos? of Akpabio and Natasha in legislative functions and around the world. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So there's something wrong, So I'd like to emphasize: social media isn't where you win a war on defamation. The proper place to deal with defamation is either by justifying it, as we're requesting for her to justify it, or retracting it, failing which we will then proceed to go to court. So have you shown all the photos?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's the purpose of this very brief and final engagement with the media, to explain my client's legal rights, and the correct question that we will be posing in court is: having said that my client harassed you sexually, which indeed I must keep emphasizing is a very serious issue, justify it. Is the person who alleges must prove. So if you have questions, I'd like to take it. If not, then we're done. Going to court, say 20 years ago, is different from going to court today. So today, the rules, the courts are crowded. So the courts encourage that you try to resolve issues before approaching the courts. Even when we approach the courts, we will go through what is called a conference management. So when we file our case, it will go into a conference management. We say, look, what we're seeing here is very simple. The allegation is sexual harassment. Where's the evidence? So it's a very simple process. So we do everything we can to be sure that when we go to court, those cases that actually go into the system are those that are absolutely unresolvable by the parties. And I don't want to go to that situation where I'm confronted with an unresolvable matter, where I see an opportunity that it can be resolved in two ways. Either you justify it or you retract it. That's it.
Where is the date of apology?
Apology is if she cannot prove what she said. Please, I am a legal practitioner. I went to the law school. I have 4 degrees, and social media, I just told you, is not evidence admissible in court. There's something called court admissible evidence, and it is guided by the Evidence Act. So all what you're reading in the social media, if you are listening to me, isn't admissible in court. In defamation, we call it retraction. So you say, Senator Akpabio sexually harassed me. That is clear, isn't it? You all agree that she said it. I don't hear anybody say anything.
Yes.
So, is it true? That's all we're asking. 2 questions. Is it true? If true, where's the evidence? If you have no evidence and maybe you said it in the heat of the moment, then retract it. That's what is called an apology. You say, what I said, I didn't say. And I can assure the distinguished senator that if she retracts, that's the end. My client is not interested in money. She is only interested in proving to the world that Senator Natasha's allegation is false. That's all. Yes.
Sorry, sir, will you be able to control? You say that's the end, but can you really control the end?
I can.
If she indeed, because the wife of Senate President
The wi-
Akpabio has gone to court.
The wife has no locus. The wife was not the one that was accused. So she has no locus. I've advised my client to tell his wife to withdraw the case. There's Natasha accuse her of anything. So she has no locus. I hope you know what locus means.
Yes, sir.
Do I translate it into English? Okay. So
And
locus, yes.
In addition, Senator Akpabio
Yes.
has also gone to the police
Yes.
with a petition against
I have no instructions on that.
claims.
I stay with
Yeah,
my.
because you still say that would be the end.
As far as
I'm
my
just
instructions are concerned,
Okay.
my instruction is to say to Senator Natasha, we will be going to court to sue you for defamation, but we're offering you an opportunity to justify it, prove it, which is why we have written the letter. So prove it. And I've told my client, if Senator Natasha proves it, then that's the end. Then he has no case. But if she doesn't prove it, then retract it. Say, well, I didn't mean to say it. And if he does say so, I've told my client that this is the end of the matter. I'm more interested in the other ones because there are many other lawyers.
So you're saying that she should say, my name is not really lost to the African. You said she should just simply act.
Yes.
All these allegations she made were on social
No. She wrote a letter.
media.
She wrote a letter.
Okay, sir.
She wrote a letter which she sent to the Senate.
So that same format is what you want. Letter should be written.
No.
by her, retracting it.
Whatever format. That's not for me to tell her. The issue is simple. It's not a complicated issue. We all agree that Senator Natasha accused Senator Akpabio of sexual harassment on the 8th of December 2023 in Uyo when they were both there for their birthdays that fall on the same day, 9th of December. That's the core issue. And the simple issue is whether it is true or not true. I'm not the one to tell her how to retract it. She will know how to retract it or to say, I will not retract it because it is true. So if she insists that it is true, then we have a choice. And the choice would be to then proceed to court and then tell the court that we took all steps before coming to the court to offer Senator Natasha an opportunity to say something, and she didn't. We are not interested in how she does the retraction. And she may not even be interested in retracting. Don't forget. We are saying that we know that her allegations are false. So she has a choice of.
No, sir, she apologized on the social media. You said social media is not.
I just told you now that social media is
so
not.
You're saying that you don't care how she's going to do it.
No, legal. I just told you that social media is not legally admissible
Yes.
evidence.
I know.
So she's got to do a retraction if that is her wish, because I can't compel her. I cannot compel her to retract. The first meeting I had with you gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, was to offer her the opportunity to retract, but she hasn't. So how she wants to do it is not for me to decide. It's entirely for her to do so. A simple letter to me is enough. A simple letter to me is enough. Does that satisfy you?
You said earlier
That's
on
great,
that.
sir.
You said earlier on, or you just said now that
Yes.
we know even from the latest press statement or the latest letter, you say they are clearly unsubstantiated. Yes, but they are clearly false.
Yes.
And unsubstantiated.
Sure.
Are you basing this current assertion now on the fact that there is no evidence forthcoming? Are you basing this conclusion now that they are clearly false now?
I
on the
didn't
fact
say
that
it.
she didn't
No,
present
I did not say it. I'm not the one who made the allegation. Don't forget to. Let's be very clear how the law works. If you defame me and I take you to court, the only thing I need to show the court is what you said. That's all. Once I show the court that, sorry, I forget your name. Kemi, yes. Kemi said Olisa Agbakoba is a thief. And maybe you even wrote it down. Because there's a difference between slander and libel. Slander is spoken. A libel is written. So I show the court, see what Kemi said. The court reads it and says, Kemi, justify it. That's all. It's as simple as that. You are the one to justify it. That's what the social media misses. You are the one to justify it. And I don't hear that coming out. The social media is ignoring. And because it's a huge issue, it concerns women. And women are very strong, even in my church. The most feared church organization is the Catholic Women's Organization. You don't go against them. So I'm not about to start going against women. After all, I'm the product of a woman, married to a woman. I have 3 daughters. So I'm a woman, I'm a gender-friendly person. So I give Senator Natasha the widest possible opportunity to say, you are the one who said it. I didn't say it. Senator Akpabio did not say it. She said it. I think that's clear. The question whether a social apology in the published in the social what do you call it, online space is an apology. For me, as a lawyer of 47 years, it's not an apology.
Now, he also talk a few things. So he say, again, maybe worried. Say she no go. Say he who alleges proves, right? That is person where he be say accuse. Say he go prove. But my concern be say we get relevant laws when inside this our country for people to fit use address sexual harassment allegations, because it is very important. We could begin look at that matter whether that's something where even they applicable to inside that law. Person harass you, meaning say person touch you anyhow. You go to carry camera the waka when person just spank your bum anyhow to use capture them at that time. Say this person don't harass me sexually. I want to understand. And if it be a person go make comments, sexual harassing comments about you or to you, at the times you don't expect them, how are you supposed to have evidence immediately Immediately, if they are asking you to prove such evidence. How about if I prove other things will lead to that or will concern that? Is that not enough evidence? Because I don't understand what our lawmakers they do for inside this country. How is it going to be very easy in this circumstance if to prove sexual harassment? Because even to prove rape case for inside Nigeria, it is hard well. And that one of the things we make our law they very backward. And I want to make it be like say anything we get to do with violence against women. Now something we be say people no fit really get interest and that it had to really prove. So this one where be say Olisa Agbakoba they ask now how, because she said Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and thought say it dey against global best practices in terms of fighting sexual harassment claim for her to tender her evidence before her accused lawyer before the time. That now waiting she talk. She gets a lot of things to talk. In fact, say anything we get to do with evidence, say na exclusive reserve of the court. So make them leave that one. When they reach court, then go handle. And remember, say when Sean be interview her one time, she dey talk. Say when in interview her, tell her say she no get evidence and all that. She say, say thank God say be lawyer. They say I no get evidence. I be no worry now. When we reach court, we go see. Well, you don't hear what's in Akpabio lawyer talk. Lawyer barrister Agbakoba will be senior advocate of Nigeria SAN talk about Natasha matter. What do you think about him? You think it would be very difficult for her to prove her claim? I be say it go easy for her to prove her claim. I would really like to hear and know what you think about this matter. Drop your thoughts and comments for inside this place. I go see you now for evening.